Hey, hello everyone. So we're going to talk about the Western classical art traditions in different periods. So it includes the prehistoric era, the Egyptian, Greek, Roman, Byzantine, Romanese, and Gothic. So it includes the ancient art, the medieval art, and also the classical art. So let's start. Okay, for the prehistoric era, so we have paintings. So paintings were found inside the caves and believed to be their way of communicating each other. So how were they made? So these Paleolithic artists made paint out of natural substances such as red and yellow earth, different colored minerals, and black charcoal. So they would grind this into a powder and mix with water. So why were they made? The answer will be we don't know why the painters made cave paintings, but the theories will be hunting magic for their part of their spiritual beliefs, ceremonial for coming age, or as an aid to memory and pass on. Then for the sculpture, they believe to be a product or result of natural erosion and not human artistry according to archaeologists. So materials used in sculpture is according to their culture, beliefs, and the individual artist. Then for the architectures, from the early age developed a form based on megaliths. Megaliths is a big rock, no? From the Greek word lithos, lithos means stone, and megas, it means big. So although this structure that survived from prehistory might not be what we would normally think of as architecture, but these buildings still inspire nowadays. For the ancient Egypt, most paintings were highly stylized, symbolic, and shows profile view of an animal or a person with themes that included the journey of deceased gods to the underworld. So the main colors used in spirit were red, black, blue, gold, and green, derived from the mineral pigments that can withstand strong sunlight without fading. So for their sculpture, they believe to have a symbolic elements such as forms, hieroglyphics, relative size, location, materials, color, action, and gestures were widely used. So their tombs require the most extensive use of sculpture. Then for their architecture, it was developed since 3000 BC and characterized by post and lintel construction. They have massive walls covered with hieroglyphic and pictorial carving, flat roofs, and structures such as the mastaba, obelisk, pylon, and the pyramids. Houses were built of clay or baked bricks. Okay, for the classical Greek, paintings during this period were most commonly found in vases, panels, and tombs. They depict natural figures with dynamic compositions and reveal a grasp of linear perspective and natural representation. So most of the subjects were battle scenes, mythological figures, and everyday scenes. So most common methods of Greek painting are fresco or water-based painting, and encaustic or wax-based painting. Next, we have the sculptures. So, sculptures were tense and stiff. Their bodies were hidden within enfolding robes or dropping during the early times, but it had finally evolved and show all the points of human anatomy and proportion after 3 centuries of experiments. Now, for their architectures, showed temples consisting of central shrine or room and aisles surrounded by rows and columns. These buildings were designed in one of 3 architectural styles or orders. We have the Doric, Iconic, and Corinthian. Okay, for the Roman era. So Roman era paintings defined as the technique of mosaics and murals and emphasize natural themes such as landscape and narrative themes drawn from literature and mythology. So the primary colors used in Roman painting were deep red, yellow, green, violet, and black. Now, for their sculpture, Roman art was heavily influenced by the Greek styles. They also had their own unique ways of creating sculpture. They used different materials and had a wider range of subject matter, which they commonly depicted in veristic realism. They also had different purposes for their art, and they made of monumental terracotta. Now, for the architectures from this era, they stir these stones both for use and to perpetuate their glory. The emperors elected huge halls and arenas for public games, baths and procession with gigantic arches of stones, brick and concrete or barrel vaults. Okay, for the Byzantine period, the painting is generally characterized by a move away from the naturalism of the classical tradition towards the more abstract and universal. So there is a definite preference for two-dimensional representation, and those artworks which contain a religious message and predominate. Now, for their sculpture, it is a religious and everyday life scenes and motifs from nature. Animals were used as a symbol, such as a dove, deer, and peafowl, while some had acrostic signs that contain a great theological intent or significance. Now, for their architectures, from this period had a lot common with the early Christian architecture, where the mosaic decoration was perfected as was the use of clerestory to bring light in from high windows. Byzantine's advancement in developing the dome created a new style in global architecture. Okay, for the Romanist era, paintings combining features between Roman and Byzantine. They have remarkable variety of artistic tradition, were largely placed mosaics on the walls of the churches that follow a strict frontal pose with modeling and treatment of faces that follow Byzantine convention, while the refreshingly decorative feeling came from the southern French style. Now, for the sculptures were pieces of reliquaries, altars, frontals, crucifixes, and devotional images. Small individual works of art were generally made of costly materials for royal and aristocratic patrons. Now for the architectures. From this period showed doorways of Romanist churches that were often grand sculpted portals or door openings. Wood or metal doors were surrounded by elaborate stone sculptures arranged in zones to fit architectural elements. Many castles were built during this period but were greatly outnumbered by the churches. Romanist style in England was traditionally referred to as Norman architecture. Last but not the least is the Gothic era. So paintings in Gothic era had been confined in the illumination of manuscript pages and the paintings of frescoes on the wall of the churches were of cosmopolitan style in elegant, sophisticated manner. Now, further sculpture had a greater freedom of style. They no longer lay closely against the wall, but to begin the project outward. The figures were given their own particular attitudes instead of being set into particular pattern, but were more lively and realistic at the same time. Now, for the architectures from this period included the two new devices such as pointed arc, which enabled builders to construct much higher ceiling vaults, and stone vaulting hauled on a network of stone ribs which were supported by the piers and clustered pillars. So these elements together form a structurally and aesthetically integrated system or a style which made the primary engineering innovation and design component of Gothic architecture.